Welcome, Zinger Nation, to another fantastic week of the Benzinga Crypto Show. Today is Thursday, which is our second episode of the week. I am producer Aaron, your co-host. Joined with me, as always, is my lovely co-host, Catherine Ross. How are we doing today?
Pumped. I'm being all unprofessional again. I'm so sorry.
No, not at all. We like to bring the energy to the show. And
the one that has been in the comments. I am pumped. We just had an interview with Solana, the one that I've been waiting for so long, and it's going to go live next week. So we just had it.
Absolutely. So everyone, yes, look out for that. Crypto Mama, what's up? Good morning. It is 2 o'clock our time. So if it is good morning on your time, good morning to you. Just as a reminder, everybody, all content is for informational purposes only and not to be used as investment advice. Opinions do not represent those of Benzinga. Hosts and guests may maintain positions in securities discussed. And so with that, let's get into our show. Catherine, what are the markets looking like?
Well, just one second. We have two awesome guests today.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. Thank you for calling me out on that. We do have two amazing guests today, so we're going to keep the market updates quite short. So actually, and today, let me just preview them for you today. For you guys, we have Ben Weiss, the CEO of CoinFlip. If you guys have seen those ATMs around, you guys know what I'm talking about. Very interesting. Also joining us today later on is Guy Hirsch, the U.S. Managing Director at eToro. We're going to get some insights from him. That's going to be super exciting. So with that, what's up, Zoltan? How's it going? Catherine, let's get into the markets. What are we looking like today? Not good apparently. So
I do not have a comment today on the markets in general. I just want to
no comment. It's a red day. You have nothing to say.
It's red. I think except Theta, the one that I'm going to pronounce it with the British accent. It's the video streaming platform. If you guys remember, we once brought this up, but we don't have a lot of time. I do not have a lot of comments on the crypto markets because there is nothing to tell. I just wanted to, talk a little bit about two new coins that you guys have asked us, because not a lot of you apparently love when we talk about Bitcoin only. But again, to remind you, when Bitcoin is going up, as you can see, at that heat map, if Bitcoin is going up, the entire market is sort of following it. But
so you'd say the entire market's following the trend of Bitcoin?
Pretty much. That's why we call it the leading cryptocurrency. Yeah, it's not necessarily always the case, right? We might see like Ethereum being up while Bitcoin is being a little bit down. But in general, the general sentiment is the same. But I want to guys talk to you about today's biggest gainer and one like very weird cryptocurrency that gained just huge amount of percentage in price just in a couple of hours and then bam, plummeted. The one that is getting Aaron FOMO, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Web dollar.
Yeah. So web dollar, a lot of crypto headlines refer to it as a known cryptocurrency, soared by, and please bear with me, 164,000, almost 165 actually, thousand percent in hours, and then it crashed 99%. Again, in a matter of, I think, 1 hour. So,
I believe this was like, I'm pretty sure this is a pump and dump. I mean, look at this chart, the 7-day chart on CoinMarketCap. We look at it on June 14th, which is that Monday at 2:04 a.m., sitting around its regular price. Then within 5 hours, boom, we jumped all the way up to about 71 cents. And then right back to its original around that price, a bit lower as well. So definitely a little pump and dump there, which is pretty common to see with a lot of the coins out there right now. So nothing crazy on that.
But to be fair, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. When we were getting ready for the show and Aaron was looking at that coin, he was like, damn, if I hold.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's a pump and dump, but like, I mean, if you were part of it, sure. If you weren't aware of it, I guess it's okay to make your money sometimes, but like at the end of the day, that's what it was.
I guess the conclusion from that is that Aaron is not a member of any Reddit or Telegram group, like pump and dump groups.
I wish I had time to be, that'd be nice, but
oh, you have a work or something? You have a job to do?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the next coin on your list.
The next one, the last one, because we're gonna talk to Brian a little bit later. Yeah. So the gainer of today is it's either Xinfin, or as I wanted to call Hinfin with a little bit of a Spanish accent, network that has gained. Let me just double check for you guys right now. Catherine, make sure that it's loading fast. So it has gained 27%, 27.15% over the last 24 hours and 37.85% over the past week. And the reason that we're seeing that gains, right, because the entire market is down, as you guys saw, right, and that kind of gain, kind of price upward movements looks good, even though it's not the numbers that we are that we have seen before. 165,000 and 27%. It's a little bit different, but this is the coin that is the gainer of today, and it describes itself as an enterprise ready hybrid blockchain technology company optimized for international trade and finance. And again, the ticker is XDC. And again, it's not investment advice. Do not put your money in anything that you're not sure about or you haven't researched on. Don't do that.
Exactly. But and so, Catherine, sorry to cut you off there. Really, very apologize. Just want to move along. Just want to get to the chat. Very quickly, what is your take on Doge and Shiba? Just want to say, Ben, I do see you in the studio. I don't see your camera working. So once your camera is working, we'll move you over. But in the meantime, Catherine, can you give us your take on Doge and Shiba? And then Crypto Mama is asking, should we pick up some XLM at this 30-cent price point? If we go back to that chart on Benzinga.com, XLM sitting at about 31 cents right now, 30-day change of 57.9%. What are your thoughts there?
On Stellar, XLM?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's a good project. It's a great use case, right? So it has been around since, if I'm not mistaken, 2017, 2018, right? So it's again, old schooler here. I do love project that presents something to the ecosystem. So that one I would trust, right? If you want to trade that, it's available on Binance, OKX. C was like talking 2 hours in a row, does to your voice, lobby and stuff like that. Sorry. It was released actually in 2014. So I personally, I'm not speaking on behalf of Benzinga. I personally think this is a coin that represents some sort of use case, and the entire platform contributes to the ecosystem. And I'm not gonna get tired of repeating that. But so Crypto Mama, just look into that. It might be a good coin to have in your portfolio, but it's not something that's gonna get you money in a short term, right? So it's something that you would like to hodl for a bit there. So yeah, and Shiba Inu and Doge, seriously, like, I mean, I'm not sure if this is the person who's asking that is watching us for the first time. And I know that people who have watched us before complained even about that we bring this dog-inspired kind of meme currencies. But I'm not sure if I refuse to talk about them, but I'm sure you guys can see that.
We cover them. We cover that a lot. Check out benzinga.com/20/cryptocurrency for all your news on cryptocurrency.
Yeah, just to add, there is, I think Shiba, if I'm not mistaken, has outperformed actually Dogecoin over the last 24 hours. I think this is something that I saw in the headlines. But again, don't forget that DOGA coin does not have any use case behind that. It's just a coin that was created as a joke, and it's not contributing to the ecosystem at all. Even though a lot of people have supported that, including Dave Portnoy, Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, stuff people like that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the price is going to stay as high as possible, or maybe it will. It's crypto for you. Do we have Ben?
So I believe Ben is working on his camera issues. So what I will do is call an audible right now, because I do see a guy in our studio. Guy, if you are okay with it, we'll move you over now, and we'll wait for Ben to solve his issues right as we do your interview here. So without further ado, Catherine, we're gonna move Guy over.
Okay.
Let's just introduce him real quick. So for you guys today, we do have Guy Hirsch. He is a U.S. managing director over at eToro. He's going to provide some insights and some knowledge over what they're doing over there. So without further ado, what's up, Guy? How's it going?
Doing fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Hi.
Absolutely, our pleasure.
Finally have you on the show. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you questions. I know that eToro is the company and trading platform that has been in business for a while now, but it was only introduced to the US quite recently, right? Because it wasn't available in the US, right?
Correct. So eToro started globally in 2007. We're a global broker-dealer. The U.S. office actually started I opened the U.S. office in June of 2018, and we've launched the product publicly in the U.S. in March of 2019 with our crypto offering. Outside of the U.S., we're a multi-asset broker-dealer. In the U.S., we have our crypto offering, but later this year, we would add stock trading as well to our offering in the U.S.
Talking about stocks, are you going to add particular stocks or everything that is available on NASDAQ and NYSE, or what kind of stocks are you looking for?
The vast majority of large caps that are available on these two exchanges would be made available.
How is it different, or how complex, I think maybe even more, to bring the company that was originally based in Israel, right, to bring it to the US? Are there any legal limitations? How is that different?
So the company is still based out of Israel. This is where headquarters is located at. But to your question, it is a myriad of regulatory maze in the US to bring the entirety of the eToro offering here. It is, as you know, quite complex. We have state regulators, we have federal regulators, banks are somewhat, acting different here than the rest of the world, and so we have had to deal with all of these. But in every territory where we are providing services, we're being responsible. We are in full compliance with all the rules and regulations in each territory where we have our services available. In the US, we did that too. The problem is that in the US, it is indeed quite complex and a lot more expensive to do business here. But we're happy to work with regulators. We're happy to work with various stakeholders here to make sure that we bring our offering in a compliant way to the US market.
Okay, I understand that, and I've heard that it's a little bit tricky to operate business, financial business, especially in the U.S. compared to Israel. I think Israel welcomes investment and startups. So right now, eToro in the U.S., right? First of all, I've heard last week that you're moving the headquarters in Miami. Is that correct?
So we announced that we're going to open another office in.
Okay.
So our current U.S. offices are located in Hoboken, New Jersey. We announced during the crypto conference in Miami that we're going to open a Miami office. This is on the heels of everything that has happened, I would say, in a macro sense in the U.S. We've seen a lot of talent flocking into South Florida from other tech hubs, both kind of in the U.S. but also globally. I'm sure you've noticed that a lot of companies in the crypto space, but also in traditional financial services, announced either they are opening offices in Miami or outright putting their headquarters in that area. And so there would be a ton of talent there. We want to make sure that this talent has eToro as an option.
Wow, that's a great look. That's a great way of looking at it. So, you've mentioned that you have just a series of digital assets available to the U.S. users right now, right? Can you talk a little bit about that? What is specifically available? What can our viewers, go on eToro and trade right now?
So we have obviously the large caps cryptos available: Bitcoin, ETH, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin. All of these are available, and you can join eToro and trade them. We just at the very opportune time, we added Doge to our offering at the beginning of May. So we were benefiting the whole kind of perfect storm that happened there with regards to people wanting to add that to their portfolios. And we have a very I would say a very exciting roadmap this year to continue to add coins to our US platform and globally. And you can just go check it out and see what coins we have available and start trading.
So I do have a couple of follow-ups on that one. So you've mentioned that apparently Doge, which we're not surprised about, is getting a lot of interest from your users, right?
Yes, definitely.
Do you have numbers, like how many users or in percentage are trading that cryptocurrency right now?
So I can say that when we first listed it at the beginning of May, it was for a few days the top traded asset on the US platform. By a mile. So that was pretty evident that people were hungry for to have exposure to Doge at that time. Ever since then, it evened, and right now it's I believe it's not even in the top 5 in terms of the most traded assets on eToro. So things are kind of quote unquote have normalized in a way, but that's what I can share in terms of numbers.
Yeah, I understand that. And another follow-up on that one. So what are the top 5 most traded cryptocurrencies right now on eToro?
So Bitcoin recently has been the top one, or got back to the top of the list. And the others, in the top that we have are ETH and Cardano, things of that nature. I can't really get into kind of the full list, but you would expect these things to be at the top most of the time.
And then what kind of cryptocurrencies are you looking to add in the near future?
So we have a process at eToro where we are doing 2 things in order to add to determine which coins we're going to add. First, we look at liquidity and market cap. Once we add in coins to eToro, we know there's going to be a demand, like right away. We have 20 million registered users worldwide, so there's definitely going to be a demand. And so we're looking to make sure that there is enough liquidity to provide to our users once we're going to list the coin. The other is obviously specifically to the US, but also in the rest of the world, is to make sure that it goes through a legal review and a compliance review, primarily to make sure that we are not listing anything that might be deemed a security. And so once we check both these boxes and we get all the risk committees and getting our internal approvals as well, just with kind of third-party stakeholders, we're going to go ahead and list the coins. I obviously can't get into the names of what we're going to list. We are, after all, a regulated company.
Are they doc related? Asking.
But yeah, you probably won't find us listing things that are just starting or very, very early stage, right? You would find us listing things that are more mature, substantial market cap. Those would be likely to be added to the eToro platform.
So no safe
Got it.
you guys. Okay, and the last question, I'm going to put you on the spot there. So in the US, there are different exchanges and platforms that are somewhere outside, apparently, so that are available to the US customers, right? There's Robinhood, Coinbase, Binance US, OKEx. Why should traders use eToro?
Fantastic question. So the difference is that when you join eToro, you also join a social network. So on top of the brokerage functionality of executing a trade, we've built a social network that allows you to see how well other users are doing with their own real money.
Oh.
So you can see their portfolios, you can see their track record, you can see their thoughts. We also build this kind of Facebook style feed at the heart of the application where people comment about why they bought Bitcoin or sold Doge or whatever the case may be. And you can like, share, comment, do all the things that you would expect from a social feed. So this creates, I mean, usually when you trade, it's kind of a solemn experience. It's just you versus the screen. At eToro, it's a social experience. So you're not alone.
Yeah.
And then also a few years ago, we introduced something called Copy Trader. So this allows you to actually copy one another. So if you see a user that's doing really well trading crypto, you can actually copy them. So when you do that, all the portfolio holdings will be open in yours on a proportional basis. And from that point onward, every time they trade, you will trade at the same time, same price, just proportional to how much money you've decided to allocate.
Just the last question for the sake of security. When you say it's available and the trades and portfolios are available, so they are available using the real names of the users, or it's anonymous?
So these are so you can use kind of pseudonyms for your user, but for when you copy another person, we have guardrails in places to make sure you actually you can see their real names, so we have additional qualifications before you can copy someone. For example, we don't allow you to copy someone who's to our likings is a high risk trader. So maybe they trade too frequently, or this is that the risk score is too high. We won't allow you to copy them. So when you copy someone, it means that we can we eToro have done some additional checks and balances just to make sure that this is that we know who the person is and that they're not of a high risk.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to having you again on the show to talk about eToro's history and everything else. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Appreciate it, guy. Have a good one. Awesome. That was a great interview from Guy. A lot of insight there on eToro and their platform. Just to keep things moving along, just so we can make sure that he has enough time and we can get him all the time that we promised. Our next guest is, guys, if you haven't seen these around, I'm sure you have. I know I've seen them around at gas stations, malls, and such. But our next guest is Ben Weiss, the CEO over at CoinFlip. How's it going, Ben? How are you?
Good. Thanks so much for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're happy. That you were able to sort of make your hammer work. So we're just going to go right ahead and don't waste any time. So CoinFlip is a Bitcoin ATM operator, right?
Correct. And we operate just under 3,000 ATMs across 47 states in the U.S. and we'll be expanding internationally shortly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to ask you. And can you talk a little bit about what kind of limitations you have from the regulatory perspective? Like, is it just easy to create a Bitcoin ATM to put it anywhere you want, or there are certain limitations that you can't actually?
We're regulated as an MSB under both the Bank Secrecy Act, the Patriot Act, and in certain states we have to get state money transmission licenses. So it's actually incredibly regulated industry. It's under the same BSA Act, the same Patriot Act that Bank of America is under. It also takes a lot of capital to buy all the ATMs, supply all the ATMs with cash. But we've been doing this for 5 years. Started with 3 other people when I was 19. So we've been in the business a while.
Yeah. So could you tell us how you came up with that idea for Bitcoin ATMs, how exactly it works for our audience, and in what countries are you guys currently available?
So right now we're just available in the U.S., but we will be expanding by the end of the year internationally, and we'll keep that a surprise. But it's not going to be a crazy country. It'll be something you guys could probably predict. But the ATMs, all you need is your phone and some cash. And then, when you register your first time, you go through the KYC, but all you need is your phone and your cash. And CoinFlip is the only place you can get your Bitcoin in under 60 seconds. You'll literally get your Bitcoin before you're walking back to the car. And the reason we started CoinFlip was because in 2015, we were tech kids, and it was still impossible to figure out how to buy Bitcoin. And we're like, holy crap, this thing's amazing. But if it's ever going to take off, we're tech kids. We're 19. We can't figure this out. How is my dad? How is my mom? How are they going to buy Bitcoin? Well, anyone could go up to an ATM with a phone and with, an $100 bill and buy $100 of Bitcoin. So that's why we started it. No matter how great Coinbase and Gemini and all these other exchanges are, they don't have the physical presence in Americans' everyday life, where you see a Bitcoin ATM in your gas station, your convenience store, your local restaurant. And I think that physical aspect is incredibly important for both inclusion and adoption.
So look, walk me through that. So you said all you need is your phone and cash. So I'm coming to an ATM, Bitcoin ATM. I have on the phone, I have my wallet, right?
Correct. So most customers, have their wallet on their phone. You technically could use a paper wallet, QR code too. You still need your phone because your identity is linked to your phone number. Scan your phone at the machine, put in the cash, and you have your coin. It's that simple. And that's what it's about. We're trying to make Bitcoin simple for everyone. And we love Robinhood. We love Cash App. We love eToro. We love Coinbase. But, not everyone wants to buy it online. Coinbase is an $85 billion company. You still can't call anyone and get them on the phone. CoinFlip has 24/7 customer support. No matter what time of day, someone will walk you through the transaction, stay on the phone with you until your coin gets to your wallet.
Okay.
So my question, I have like two questions here. Can you withdraw your funds into physical hardware wallets?
When you say, I guess, are you saying buy Bitcoin and put it on a Trezor?
Yeah. So if I buy my Bitcoin from your ATM, so I have this Bitcoin, am I able to move my Bitcoin over to a hardware wallet?
Correct. So we're wallet agnostic. You can put your coins on a Coinbase wallet. You could put your coins on a BRD wallet. We don't hold your coins for you. You could take a picture of your QR code for your Trezor, and you can scan it at the ATM, or you can transfer to your Trezor from your phone. But any wallet that is out there, we will serve.
Oh, so basically anything. Yeah. Anything you want. And the second question?
My second question, so what kind of fees are associated with your ATM?
So we charge transaction fees just like any other ATM. It's just under 7%, which seems high compared to Coinbase or Robinhood. But what you get in return is the convenience, the 24/7 customer support, and the average transactions, $50, $100, $200. It doesn't make sense to send a wire transfer for amounts that small. And, we're the lowest fees of all the ATM operators. A lot of the competitors are in the double digits. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about the excitement announcement that our own reporter Chris has already covered. But still, can you talk a little bit about that partnership with Neil Patrick Harris, who is in a personal one of the most amazing actors out there?
Yeah, I love Neil Patrick Harris. And when we were evaluating who we wanted to use for the commercial, we're like, he's the perfect amount of serious, he's the perfect amount of funny, and he's the perfect amount of approachable. And he actually invested in Bitcoin early on too. So, this isn't someone who wants to check and then has no idea what they're talking about. This is someone who's invested in Bitcoin, who understands it, who's also, he's an actor, he's famous, but he also gives off that vibe of just a regular person, an approachable person. And that's why we chose him. And I think this is probably going to be one of the largest TV advertisements for a crypto related company.
And that's awesome. Only follow-up that I have is that, I've seen the announcement and it says that Neil has been an investor, but I've never heard about it. Like, how did you know that he's a crypto investor, and what specifically he has invested into, if to your knowledge?
So when we were filming in New York, and, because when we were evaluating people, we knew he invested. But I didn't know all the details. He told us he bought it a while ago. He's never touched it. It was Bitcoin. I don't know if he's bought other coins since then or has invested in other coins, but I know Bitcoin for sure. And I know he said a lot of friends were mentioning it back to him, years ago. And he's like, whatever, I'll just buy a little bit and see what happens. And obviously that little bit is now a lot. And he didn't cash it out, didn't sell it. And I think, there's a lot of people like that who you wouldn't necessarily think hold significant amount of Bitcoins, but they do.
So that commercial is available on your Twitter account, right?
Yeah, it's on our Twitter. I think it's on our Instagram too. It's on our website, coinflip.tech.
Okay. Aaron, do we have any questions from the chat to Ben?
More so just some opinions. ATMs aren't green, but solid move if you don't care about that. Any plans for maybe a green initiative?
So we actually plant a tree for every single ATM that goes out, and we understand that there's energy concerns with cryptocurrency in general, although we think it's overblown. A lot of the mining is backed by hydropower, solar power, but there should be zero carbon emissions in a perfect world. And I think, like all industries, the Bitcoin community needs to do more to fight climate change and to fight carbon emissions. And we understand that planting a couple of trees for each ATM is a small thing, and we need to do more, and everyone needs to do more. But I think you're going to see, as the tech gets better in Bitcoin and as green energy mining gets better, I think you're going to see tech solve a lot of the energy issues associated with Bitcoin.
That is very well put. To actually finish our conversation, I would like to go back to the statement that you've made. So the next country that you're going to expand to, and I quote, is not going to be a crazy country, which I think you were talking about, probably, I don't know, Russia. That's the only thing.
It's not going to be, we're not doing Russia.
So
It's going to be.
I'm going to bet on England. Aaron, what's your bet?
If I could take a guess, we're probably going north of the border, maybe south, but most likely I'm thinking north.
You're thinking Canada? You're talking about Canada?
All right, I'll tell you.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah,
it's Antarctica. It's Antarctica.
Oh, all right. I'm going to take the first plane out there to use the first coin
probably
ATM in Antarctica.
Yeah, I don't even think Antarctica is technically a country. I don't know, but it's going to be, I'll give you a list. It's going to be Canada, Mexico, UK, Australia, or Colombia.
Oh, yes, UK. Yes.
Okay, so one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben, thank you so much for being in the show, for having time to join us today. We're very excited to see how you guys grow and how you bring also the Green Initiative. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for your time, and really appreciate it. And this is just sort of the start, and we're going to have more commercials with other people and other advertising, because it's so important for everyone to get cryptocurrency.
Okay, looking forward to all the celebrities. Get Kim or Cardi B.
or Drake, maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh, yes,
That'd be a great collab.
Yeah.
All right, Ben. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Appreciate it. Bye. Awesome. So that wraps it up for another week of the Benzinga Crypto Show. Thank you, Zinger Nation, all of you out there. You guys have been amazing. If you haven't already, make sure to scroll down, drop us a like. We appreciate it. It lets us know that we can continue, making these shows for you, bringing you these exclusive guests. That has been my favorite part of part of the show, is talking to all of these exciting executives and guests in the crypto space and finding out more and their perspective on everything. So once again, thank you all. Don't forget to hit that like. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. And we're just leaving.
And don't forget to check the Solana interview next week.
Oh yes, absolutely. We do have an exciting interview coming out next week, so don't forget to tune in for that. And with that, I guess we have to wrap up the show. I wish it was longer. We'll talk about it. Maybe we will one day. But for now, It has been a pleasure, everybody. You guys take care.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, and have a great rest of the week and enjoy your weekend.
Yep. Bye.